guys. I know it's been a while. Been a little busy here, out in Idaho with my mom visiting and stuff. But it's been great, and hopefully gonna get even better as the days go on. But I stumbled across something when I go to sleep. I don't know if anybody else does this, but sometimes I try to find either a story or a video or something that I can like doze off to because I don't sleep like the best. So sometimes finding interesting stories, though, keep me up too late. This is one of them. So I'm going to tell you about it because I told you a long time ago, back like when the pepperoni pizza pillow was out, that anything I find interesting, I'm just probably going to share with you, to be honest. So here we go. This is another strange disappearance. I've done disappearances before, really strange ones, but with this one, it is specifically one person I'm focusing on. His name is Michael Allen. I think it's Fissery or Fisery. I am just going to call him Michael, but he was a 51-year-old. He disappeared in Yosemite, who has claimed many a hiker. Okay. Um, but the bodies are they're usually recovered, or there's more found related to a disappearance. Okay, so hang on tight. This is an interesting one, and I have some interesting theories I'm going to share with you. Do not dismiss them out of hand. Okay, because you know me, I'm weird. I'm going to have some weird ideas. So let's get into it. Okay, Michael disappeared on June 15th of 2005. Now, he disappeared in the Tiltil Mountain area of Yosemite National Park in California. Now, he was an avid and experienced hiker and backpacker. He visited the north side of Hetchetty Reservoir in Yosemite for a solo hike, which he was at the time very familiar with this area. He had done this hike before. So, and when he told people that he was doing it, there wasn't any cause for alarm at all. And he liked to solo hike on his own. He was kind of a loner. Nice guy, but a loner, right? All right. Some of us are. Now, he had planned this hike to take him to Rin- Rancheria Falls, then to Tiltil Mountain, through Lake Vernon, and then through Beehive before returning back to the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir. So this area is lightly visited, though. So it's probably important to know that it is sort of away from the masses because, Yosemite is super popular and families go there all the time and people are everywhere. But in this area, not a lot of people. Okay. Now, at some point during his hike, he decided to begin walking to the north up to the Pacific Crest Trail towards Tiltil Mountain. This would be the last time anyone saw him. Okay. Now, it it's I wanted to know who Michael was. I'm not sure if all of this is important, but it seems like it is. It seems like this is all sort of connected. Okay. So he was adopted along with one of his sisters. He had one sister that was a natural sister to his parents, but he did have one sister that was adopted. He grew up in Southern California and went to the University of California in Santa Barbara. He was described as a smart, nice, and off the grid kind of guy. Okay. And later, after his disappearance, one of his sisters would even tell like the park rangers, the park service and stuff that he's never even had a cell phone. He's never had a computer. How did he get through so much of life, especially in 2005 when stuff was really starting to sort of move and groove, right? A little bit. But anyway, he didn't. And later after his disappearance, also, it's interesting to know that I found out that he had a photographic memory, which I find interesting because of something that I'll tell you about in a minute. Now, he also worked for the post office after he graduated high school, and he spent a lot of his time, though, surfing and hiking, right? He hiked a lot, he stayed fit, he cycled to his work every single day. So he was always prepared and up for a hike, right? He was always ready to go. So when he hiked, he tended to overestimate, though, what he could cover in a day. He was always kind of misinterpreting the distance a little bit. That was like his only flaw. right? And he had been, like I'd said, he'd been to Hetch Hetchy several times before and knew the area fairly well. The only medical issue he had, which I found this interesting, he had trouble swallowing food, which he had to chew for a long period of time before he could swallow it. I have no idea what made me think odd thoughts about that, but it is an odd thing. It's just not something that a lot of people have. So it just sort of raised my tentacles a little bit, or my heckles. I don't know, whatever. Um, Now, the general timeline of the events of the search that ensued after Michael disappeared was this. Okay, on June 19th, 4 days after he was due back to return and his wilderness permit expired, his family just, the red flags started to go up. Okay, a couple days later, the family called the park service, and Michael's car was found very quickly at the parking area, and an intensive search was launched. Now, his family thought he might have been hurt because not that long before this hike, he had actually broken his ankle on another hike in Yellowstone, and had actually just crawled his way back to civilization, and he had come out fine. So they knew he was very capable, even if he was hurt, to at least leave signs of where he might be, or like something if he tried to get to a shelter or something. But you'll find out that that did not happen. So, and the next concern they had was that maybe he encountered, a dangerous element of some kind. Maybe he kind of tripped upon something that was happening illegal and couldn't escape it or something. But let's hope that wasn't the case. Um, the only thing that was found after this extensive search was his backpack, okay? And it was near Tiltil Mountain, just off the trail. And it contained a typographical map, a camera, and a bottle of water. Now, I find it interesting that someone with a photographic memory would need a typographical map? I mean, I'm not sure how it works, if you just remember the words you see or if you can remember pictures you see, because if you have a photographic memory, I thought that sort of encompassed everything. Like you could just see images in your head and you wouldn't need to have a map with you. But hey, it's smart to have it, obviously, if you're going to be hiking, especially in a humongous place like Yosemite. So anyway, the pack was discovered quickly after the search started, and it was at the snow line. Okay, and his friends who knew him well said that that was a very troubling sign because he never would leave his backpack behind. It's like the absolute worst thing he could do. So, search and rescue, or SAR, operations involved personnel from 5 different counties, right? Okay, with aircraft, tracker dogs, even Marines were involved in the search. Why? Marines, I guess because it was a national park, perhaps that's why, but you've got to wonder. Maybe because he was a government employee at the post office. I'm not sure if that really technically makes you government or federal. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works, but I found it interesting because not a lot of searches get the Marines to search also. But tracking and dive dogs, they both failed to pick up a scent. No tracks or anything were found, even near the backpack. So apart from the pack, no other clues, like no bones or nothing. And this is 15 years on now. Okay, since this, or actually 17 now. And I mean, it's classified as a cold case by the National Park Service or NPS, but they spent almost $500,000. Actually, I think it was exactly $452,000 on this one search. All right. And Yosemite accounted in 2005 for a quarter of all SAR, search and rescue, dollars spent in 2005. They got a 1.2 million in Yosemite alone of a 4.99 dollar budget. That's astronomical, guys. So what happened to Michael? Okay, let's ask that question and think about it for a second. What could have possibly happened to him? Now, it's strange that being more than a 30-year experienced hiker could disappear without any trace of bones, clothing, um, you know, just nothing, equipment of some kind found scattered. Um, there was a river close by to where his pack was found. And a lot of people said, well, maybe he fell in while he was trying to refill his body. That's impossible because when his pack was found, the water bottle inside the pack was full. So that wasn't it. And the odds of an experienced hiker going to a river and being swept away, slim to none. Everybody else with me on that? So this is where, as you probably all can like guess because of my other videos, um, I'm going to offer two possibilities that fall within or under the realm of what it may sound improbable, but do not just dismiss them out of hand. Okay, listen up. I think it's very possible that inadvertently he may have stumbled onto a portal. There has been, I mean, watch David Politis in his podcast. I'm telling you, he talks about portals all the time. Um, and I think he could have been transported to either another location or dimensional planes. I don't know. But space time has been hypothesized as being able to create wormholes. Okay. And to be honest, it is very much a possibility. If you're really being honest and you're really into this, into learning about these things, it's very possible. All right. Now, it's also possible that he was taken. Okay. Now, I'm going to say what's the new way of saying aliens or beings? It's the non human intelligences or NHIs. Since July 26th, in the congressional hearing, where the whistleblower David Grush clearly stated that there are UFOs that have been retrieved, okay, along with the pilots, non human intelligences. So don't tell me it's not possible, because now we know it's a fact that they're out there. So I'll leave you there with that to ponder. Harmless enough. And I really would love to hear from you. What do you think? What other possibilities could it be? What do you want to suggest? Because I'm here for it if you want to suggest it. But until I hear from you, and until next time, I hope you're all doing. I hope you're all staying happy and healthy. And I really hope you stay weird. Okay, and take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye.